Welcome to my final video on the Days of Play PlayStation Store sale. Probably one of the most overhyped and underwhelming sales that Sony has done, I think, in 2021. Normally, this is a big event for Sony. Normally, they make a big deal out of this one, and it's normally a big deal as well. I think the challenge has been that Sony have done so many sales in 2021, literally one or two a week for pretty much this entire year, that when this one comes about, it's not as much of a big deal anymore, which kind of does feel pretty lame, to be honest. This video here, we're going to be looking at the cheapest games on the sale. We're going to be taking a look at all these $5 games and $10 games. I think I've labeled the video games under 10 bucks just to give me a bit more leeway, but the majority of these games are under $5. So if you're on a budget, you're a penny pincher, something like that, these are the cheap ones. These are the Big Mac games. Let's go! Hey folks, if you're a new viewer of the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. I would really appreciate it if you did. It's completely free and it helps me out enormously, not only in getting these videos pushed out by the YouTube algorithm, but helping to grow me so I can continue to bring you this kind of content. Leave a like as well for the YouTube algorithm and let me know which games you picked up, maybe from this deals video or from the overall Days of Play sale video. Also, this is a good time for me to call it out. If there's another type of video you'd like me to make, let me know in the comment section down below. This is an open call for content. If you guys want me to make a specific sale video or just a general PlayStation or gaming video in general, let me know. Curious to get everyone's thoughts on what you want to see. Okay, $5, $10 cheap game deals. Let's have a look at them all. First one to call out is Titanfall 2 Standard Edition. This is $3.99, 80% off. Like, this is a great game. Titanfall is a fantastic first-person game. It's got first-person Call of Duty mechanics as well as this awesome mech combat style gameplay. Two completely different gameplay styles based on Call of Duty first-person shooting mechanics. Fantastic game for $4. Absolute steal here. This is, I know it's a little bit old. It's like 4 or 5 years old at this point, but still an absolutely phenomenal game. Payday II Crime Wave Edition, 80% off, down to $4. This one's a bit rougher because it's even older. I think this game came out in 2016. No, it was before PlayStation 4 came out, so it was 2013, I suppose. So it's a pretty old game at this point, but it is a really, really fun co-op, squad-based, first-person game. You play as bank robbers doing heists. It's very similar to Grand Theft Auto Online's heist mode, except that's the entire game. I had so much fun with this, playing it with buddies. There's a bunch of DLC content in this game. It has a huge quantity of trophies. There was a time where this actually had the most trophies in a PlayStation 4 game. I don't think that's the case anymore, but great game. It is older though, and it's a bit rough, but for $4, highly, highly recommended. Battlefield 1 for $4. This one's a weird one, because yeah, the game is good. This is one of the best Battlefield games in my opinion. It's much better than Battlefield 5, which was free on Plus last month. It's got really cool single player story and a really cool multiplayer story. But it is free for PlayStation 5 owners. If you're a PlayStation 5 owner and you have PS Plus, it's part of the PlayStation Plus collection. So if you're gonna buy a PS5 anytime soon, then probably don't get it, but for $4, great game here. The Lego games, Lego Marvel Superheroes is down to $5. These games always get discounted down to this $5 to $10 price point, so you don't have to jump on this straight away. It will be discounted in future sales as well, along with all the Lego games. If you're looking for something really chill, hack and slash to play, and with really good co-op split screen as well, this is the one to check out. Not a bad game to play with a partner or a friend or something like that, maybe if they're not particularly into gaming. Like I said, with all of them, these games all kind of have the same thing. If you've played one of them, you've played all of them. Lego Marvel Superheroes, Lego Harry Potter, or Lego Jurassic World. All of these games are discounted down to this price point, and they're all super fun. Just pick your poison. Which property do you like? Superheroes or Jurassic Park or Harry Potter? Whichever one's your favorite is the one you should go for. Sonic Forces, this is a bit of a weird one. I know people are going to hate this or like this. I actually liked Sonic Forces. I think it was one of the better 3D Sonic games that's come out in more recent years. It's $10. You get to create your own Sonic and be friends with Sonic, which is something I've always wanted to do ever since I was a little kid. I just didn't think I'd be doing it when I was 30, but hey, Sonic. Golf with your friends. This is a really fun co-op game to play with your buddies. Very casual, chilled out golf game that is just silly. It's a physics-based golf game, but it's really fun. The trophies on this are pretty easy as well, especially if you follow a guide and line up your shots exactly as the guide tells you. You can get the platinum trophy, getting all the holes in par very, very easily. It's a little bit of a trick for you there. Shadow of Mordor. This is the first Middle-earth game, down to $5, 75% off. A very similar gameplay style to Mad Max and the Batman games. You've got this sort of methodical block dodge, attack, combat loop. Not bad. I personally didn't really enjoy this game. It got very deep into the Lord of the Rings lore, which I'm not a massive Lord of the Rings guy, but if you enjoyed that Batman or Mad Max combat loop, I think you'll have a good time with this one as well. Super Hot, down to 10 bucks. This one here, I would love to see this a little bit cheaper. Super Hot's really cool. It's a first-person puzzle game. You know, I would probably align it more with sort of those Valve first-person games. The way it works is that the world around you pauses when you don't move. So as long as you keep your character still and plan out what you're doing, everything stops. But then as soon as you start moving your character, the world moves around you. Very much like that bullet time Matrix feel to it. They made a VR version of this, which I think is infinitely better than this one because you're like in it, which is very amazing. But the game is very cool and unique as well. If you're looking for something that's just different to check out, then this is a really good option. 10 bucks is a good price point, but it would be nice to see it a bit cheaper. It is a little bit of an older game at this point. Unravel 2, a co-op platformer. Co-op 2D platformer, side-scroller in 3D, which is a super confusing way of trying to say what I was trying to say, which is it's a 3D side-scrolling game that you can play with a buddy. So there's that as well. I know trophy hunters have said this is a pretty difficult platinum though, so be aware of that. The Hitman HD Enhanced Collection. This comes with 2 of the older Hitman games, not the new ones, the 1, 2, or 3. This is the old PS3 and PS2 Hitman games for 9 bucks, but you're getting a decent amount of content in here for 9 bucks. A couple of different games, a couple of different platinums you can earn as well. Hitman's really fun. You know, you get to tackle situations in really unique ways and kind of be quirky and out of this world to a degree in it as well, and really feel like an actual Hitman. Quite cool. I highly recommend these games. Kingdom Come Deliverance. This game is 10 bucks. It'd be nice to see this a little bit cheaper as well. It's down from 40. Kingdom Come Deliverance is like this RPG that's set in realism. Like it's set in this realistic environment. So it's a fantasy game. It's set in reality, if that makes sense. I've said this before in a video and you guys all attacked me for it by saying, he said it's a real game, but it's a fantasy. I mean, it's still a fantasy RPG. It just doesn't have dragons and things like that. And it's much more of a realistic fantasy RPG. It's actually not too bad. It's very deep though, so be aware of that. It's not something you can just like jump into and have a casual time with. It's got a lot of mechanics to learn and it's very like heavy on the lore and the mechanics and the gameplay. So it's one of those ones that you have to kind of like, when I tried to dive into it, it was just quite overwhelming. So just prepare yourself for it if you are. Blasphemous, this is a 2D side scroller that reminds me a lot of the Castlevania games. I love Castlevania. It's not as good as those games obviously, but it does sort of fit into that Metroidvania gameplay style loop for me. Agony is a $4 game. I don't know about this one. This is a weird, this is one of those games that like you don't see anything about it because it's like very R-rated and it has a lot of like really full-on sexual and violent themes and things like that. It's a strange one. It's $4. You make your own decision on this one. Yukus Island Express. This is a weird game. This is a Metroidvania style game mixed with a pinball style game. It's got like these 2 really strange gameplay loops mixed in together. You've got this backtracking and ability gaining thing from Metroidvania, but then you've got this weird pinball ball rolling mechanic in there as well. It does a lot of stuff that I haven't seen a ton of games do before. I don't know what trophies and things are like in this one, but $5 is a good price for it. I played this on the Nintendo Switch when it came out a couple of years back and I had a really good time with it, but I like that style of game. So if you're into the kind of games I like, then you might enjoy this one as well. And it's kind of a weird hit that you probably haven't heard of before. Kona is a first-person detective game. $3, and I think $3 is a fair price for this. Normally it's 15. It's like a Steam first-person detective game. So what I mean by that is it's a little bit rougher than what you would probably normally traditionally expect on PlayStation or on consoles. And I remember when this came out and I played it, I was like, how is this even on console? I think I was a bit salty because I paid probably like $30 for it. For $3, great price. You're solving this mystery in this kind of wide open world, and it feels like a survival game mixed with like a walking simulator style game. I don't know, go check it out. Livelock is a isometric shooter. Easy platinum trophy on this one too, if I remember correctly. Very, very similar to Alien Nation, Dead Nation, games like that. Isometric sci-fi style shooter game here. Yeah, it's not bad. You've got Virginia Special Edition, $2.74. This is a very easy platinum trophy, and it's more of a Telltale style adventure game. This one here, it's another one that probably goes under a lot of people's radar unless you're a trophy hunter and you heard about the easy platinum in it, and then you probably picked it up. But it's actually not a bad easy platinum. You know, there's some of those trash easy plats, and then there's good ones. I think this is one of the better ones in my personal opinion. It tells a pretty interesting story. Weirdly, NBA 2K21 is down to $10. Now, keep in mind, we did get NBA 2K20 on PlayStation Plus in like August, and it's entirely possible that we get 2K21 in July or August as well. Given it is now down to $10, it means 2K is basically giving the game away at this point because, you know, the season, well, it should be ending. It hasn't yet, but this one here is super discounted. If you're into NBA, great. But it might become free on PlayStation Plus. Dreams has hit that $10 price point again. This game has hit that $10 price point quite a number of times though now. It seems like they're discounting it to this 50% price often. The next step for this one, I guess, is that $7.99 or $4.99 price point. So if you want to hold out even longer, it probably will go to that. Although a lot of Sony games do sit at that $10 for quite a long time before they go further. I firmly believe Dreams will go free to play on PS4 and PS5 at some stage, just given what they want to do with this as a platform. I feel like it has to. So I would continue to hold out if you haven't already invested, unless you're just really desperate to dream a little bit. I wish I could dream. Then could be worth checking out. Doom is this is the 2016 version of Doom, is $6. Great first-person, fast-paced gameplay here if you're looking for that. I know a lot of you probably already picked it up at this point. It would have been cool to see Doom Eternal drop a little bit lower than it has and be somewhere alongside this sort of at $10 or $15. But Doom 2016, $6, good price for this one. And Dead Island Definitive Collection down to $5.99. I mean, realistically, this should be $5 at this point. This is always discounted. Every single sale I mention it because it's a fun game. This comes with Dead Island the original and Dead Island Riptide, which is kind of like a 1.5 version of that game. Really fun Fallout style RPG here if you're into Fallout. But it is from the PS3 and 360 era of gaming, so it is old and it probably looks bad and plays a little bit clunky given it's like 10 or 15 years old at this point. I actually haven't played it in a while. I should probably revisit this game to see if it's actually worth continuing to recommend or if I should cut my losses. I have no idea. There you go. Games under $5, games under $10. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Have you picked up any of these? I know that the sentiment around this sale is pretty low. It's not, you guys don't like it a lot, so curious to get everyone's thoughts on these games. And leave a like if you enjoyed. If you're a new viewer of the channel, hit the subscribe button. I really would appreciate that if you did. And I'll see you gamers all in tomorrow's video. Patrons, thank you so very much for each and every one of your generosity this month. You'll be seeing your names coming up here on the right hand side if you're a Patreon or a channel member on the YouTube channel this month. If you want to support me, if you do decide you want to support me further and help keep this channel's lights on, link in the description down below to become a Patreon, or you can click on the join button down below next to the subscribe button to become a channel member. Thanks, you guys, you're all legends.